Good morning, good afternoon, good night. I'm Myrna Loy, and I'm broadcasting from the east of England and for Blackbright News. I dabble between relationships and political affairs and things that generally concern us, mostly black-centered. Okay, and today's video, it was prompted by something that happened yesterday, and I was thinking to myself, in the advent of smartphones, we've got ATM machines, we've got the TV where you can use the remote, and everything seems, you've got online shopping, everything seems to be geared around convenience. And I was wondering with regard to relationships seem to be not getting off the ground if they're not convenient. Now, are we meant to be treating our relationships like a smartphone? Is a relationship meant to be convenient now, to move with the times? Do we need a relationship that we can tap into at, a second, within a millisecond? Something that can give us everything we want as and when we want it. Otherwise, we discard it and we can't be bothered. So that if somebody lives too far away, or if somebody needs you to do something for them, it's too much effort. You can't be bothered. Is that what we've come to now with regard to relationships? I think we've been drip-fed this convenience culture over the years, and we haven't even realised it until now. If you want to get into a relationship, if it's not convenient, it's not going to happen. That person will literally have to be around the corner, be on tap. And I think that's why online relationships seem to be so successful, because what they do is they switch on their computer, they can chat to whoever they want for as long as they want. They even have sex on this Skype thing. And yeah, so as far as they're concerned, why would they want to be bothered with going out, interacting with somebody who's human, who might have something to say of value, when they can just take out from somebody just what they want? And you'll notice that a lot of times people, even if they're WhatsApping or if they're texting, it's just symbols, it's just signs, it's just LOL, it's just acronyms. There's no conversation. And I don't even think people want conversation anymore. I think they want to control their lives in such a way that it suits them and it feeds their ego and it feeds anything that they need at that particular time. Relationships don't do that. Relationships don't have an on and off switch. With a relationship, you need to engage. You need to be aware of somebody else's emotions. You need to care about that individual. And you need to show that person, and you need to take action, and all of these things that are not consistent with a convenient culture. And I think that's why a lot of relationships are not getting off the ground. Those who do, I believe, are because they are so compatible. It's easy. They've just about got it right, so that it doesn't require too much effort. Because I believe if there's any effort to be made in a relationship, people are going to be running a mile, especially in today's snowflake generation, and even the generation between the generations that come after mine. So we have to think about what it is that we need and how we need to adapt with this revolutionary type of relationship. I mean, do we want to adapt to it? It's very, very difficult to know that your relationships might be dying because they're not convenient. And that is the sad thing about it. If you go out, you see everybody, two people, they're together, but each one is on the phone. I remember I was invited to meet somebody, and not one word of a lie, regardless of how I tried to engage, that man was on his phone. Don't know what he was doing with it, but he did not get off of his phone. He might have put it down for 1 second, picked it up again. His life is around the phone. And so, as far as I'm concerned, he really doesn't even need a companion or a friend or a relationship. He's quite happy with his phone. And that's what's happening with a lot of people. They do not want to engage anymore. They don't want to talk to anybody. They're quite happy going on the phone. Anything that they need to know, they tap on the phone. They don't need a partner now to ask questions. They don't need a partner to show them how to do things. Put it in Google. It's there. It's ready. And for what they want. China, like I said in a previous video, they're now making dolls, making partners. Things are automated. My mum was saying, you know, in the olden days, I'll call them, she used to watch the guys planting gungu. Now that's automated. You know, work ethic. People are only going for jobs that are easy. Construction, that's on a down low. You know, unless you can get foreigners to come in and do it. Anything that's too difficult or too hard or too labour intensive, people aren't interested. And so what do we do if that extends to relationships? How do we adapt? Do we now become do we now have to be smart relationship taught? Do we need to know how to be on tap and how to satisfy somebody's immediate needs? Is that what we've come to? I certainly hope not. I hope that we can make a distinction between what is electronic, what is technical, and what is human. We can't get those lines blurred because that is what's happening. They're blurring the lines. And with the introduction of the RFID, the chip, and the ATM machine, the doing away with money, the doing away with anything that requires any kind of thought process, we have to be very, very careful that we don't go down that street. We need people. Humans were created differently. They were created with a brain, with emotions, and they were created like that for a reason. So yes, we can experiment with all kinds of things, but let's not experiment with relationships. Let's keep them how they are. And that's all for now. Bye-bye.